is up, you guys? Welcome back to the lab. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Today I've got a pretty simple and straightforward video planned for y'all. I'm just going to give a little mini review and then probably drive her as long as it's not raining. The WLtoys 12428. Now, whenever I see people online ask about if WLtoys is a good brand or not, the 12428 is normally the one I bring up. Either that or the mini drifter. And I will answer the question of if they're reliable with a yes. This rig was actually my first dedicated crawler rig. I did a lot of work to it. As you can tell, it's not quite stock. The standard WLtoys, the standard 12428 has an ass that sticks off the back. I chopped that down quite a bit. The good thing about them is they're fairly pretty cheap. I think you can get the 12428 and the 10428, which the 104. The bigger version of this one is only like 120 bucks. This one was like 80, I think. You can run 3S in it. It will work. Parts are extremely cheap and very plentiful. You can find them on multiple websites, multiple manufacturers. Pretty much any Chinese RC that looks like this, the parts will 99% of the time fit. The plastic it uses is very flexible plastic. It takes an absolute beating to damage anything on this thing. It all just flexes. Personally, I like them because they can do multiple things. They can jump, they can crawl, they can bash, they can drift. I had the diffs solidly locked in this thing at one point and it drifted like a maniac. I actually put a 12-turn Traxxas motor in mine, so it's got a little bit more extra torque than the standard version, which also means it turns over easier. Whatever. It's decently fast. Like I said, the diffs aren't locked. So for crawling, you would have to at least lock the back for it to do any amount of good. But beyond that, it's a solid truck. Now, for the cons. Pretty hard to work on. Even with the body off, it's very small, tight quarters. Everything's a Phillips head. The system it comes with is very proprietary. If you had a WLtoys, either 12th scale or 10th scale, you've probably recognized the system. It's the receiver ESC 2-in-1. It's got the 5-pin steering servo. And it uses the micro, well, not even a micro. It's like in between a regular size and a micro size. So it's really hard to find that specific size of servo without doing a whole bunch of custom work to the chassis. Which, if I decide to make this thing brushless, I'm gonna do that because this thing does have a metal driveline. Which brings me to my next point. The steering servo itself is pretty weak. Like, just for driving around flat on the ground is fine. But when you're on obstacles and you have to get some tight angles to get over or get around something, it's going to require a lot of backing up and going forward. It does have 12mm hexes on the wheels, so you can use standard wheels, tires, whatever the hell you want to use on it. But be aware of your clearances. In the back, you can do basically whatever. I would use probably lockups on the rear and it wouldn't be a problem. But the fronts, unless you have wheel extenders, you're not getting anything bigger on. Unfortunately, I mean, you got a lot of car for your $80. This thing is a worthy investment. And as far as durability goes, I have never had a single problem out of it. The only thing that's actually been damaged was one of the CV axles. What happened was, we were on a hike one day. I kept running into my girlfriend's foot because I thought it was funny, and she picked it up and yeeted it across the woods. Yeah. I figure that's enough jabbering. So I think it's time to get into it. Let's go. Alright y'all, as I've already mentioned, I don't like working on this thing. I can't stand working on this thing. I'm not gonna run this brushless just because too much of a headache and I really haven't had the time to figure it out. So I just got plenty enough speed brushed on 3S. First things first, my diffs feel a little tight. I'm hoping it's because I have a bent shaft. I'm hoping if I can straighten that out, it'll get a lot more free. Secondly, I'm taking these wheel spacers off. I feel like they might be binding up my axles. So we're gonna do that. The back of mine has been modified slightly. There was like this whole underhang under here. I'll go ahead and put up a picture, like a screenshot of what it looks like, brand new, compared to what it looks like now. It's been shortened quite a bit. Links are different. I got all metal links. It came with all plastic links. There's still 2 plastic links on the front and on the steering servo. But I wanted flexibility somewhere. Alright, so first things first, I'm gonna get these off. Still got everything in my travel toolkit from where we went crawling the other day. If I'm not mistaken, these are 8s. Yes, they are. These are the spacers I use. I'm not real sure what the name of them or the manufacturer was. I've had them for a while. If I can get it out. These little pins, or heads, whatever the fuck you want to call them, go through the wheel. Like so. Like I said, it's a tight fit. And then that goes through your extender, which goes into the hub of the wheel. And then this part screws onto the end of your shaft. I actually had these on the Wraith when I first got it, but it was just too big. It was like a monster truck with the original shocks, the original wheels. It was way too much. And it's honestly kind of too much for these. So, after you just pop that off, get that out of the wheel. Just slide your original hubs or hexes right back on. Just like that. Good to go. Take your wheel. Just like new. Now, got 4 more of those to do. Let's speed this up. Or, I'm sorry, I forgot how to do math. 3 more of these. Okay. Let's plug this battery in and see what happens. It's alive! Just got pelted with dirt. Woo, it smells hot in here. Rise and shine, little buddy. It's been a while. Okay, y'all, so I think I figured out the binding issue. But down where the pinion meets the spur, my motor shaft for the Titan 12-turn is a lot longer than the shaft for the original motor. And I think it's just sitting there spinning, burning down that plastic housing. Well, I lifted it in the air and I just gunned it for like 5 minutes and it cleared up. I think it finally carved out enough of a groove. Of course, I monitored all the temperatures. So let's go ahead and pop the, I think I can just take these 4 screws off and not take off everything else. I think I can just pop it open enough to squeeze this last little bit of grease in there. So let's do that real quick. It definitely needs it. Wrong tip. It's never good when you got the wrong tip. I've got a 2S on charge. I don't want to run 3S until I get all the kinks worked out, because that's how you overheat and thrash parts. There we go. lockers off just like that. Come over here to the other side. There we go. There's two. Now, pop this sumbitch over. Bingo. Alright. Grab yourself a flathead. Follow the seam. Crack it open. Now, since we're doing it this way, I'm just going to take little globs. Slide it in. Throw it in the gear. Now let's get every last bit of it out of here. Boom, that's done. Tighten screws back up. Alright, throw these lockers back on. You know what, dryer? I hear you. I'm tired of your back talk. Doesn't feel terrible. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this shaft out though. See if I can't straighten it out a little bit. See if I can get it to run a little smoother. Now, you can see what we're working with. This thing is bent to hell. There it is. Can't get it in the hole. Tricky, tricky, tricky. I told you this thing was a pain to work on. Alright, now we're in. So the screw back in before it jumps out again. And that is one complete WLtoys. Bam! That is beautiful. So that's all I wanted to do to it today, was just get it back to drivable. We are there. Everything works. Much more free than it was. I would like to find some good front shocks for this thing. You can't really see under here, but it's got the Rebo style shocks, and the ones that came with it are very specific on the size. I got some upgraded ones, but they were ass. They suck. They suck so bad. Alright, y'all, we got a little bit of rain trying to push in, so I'm going to be recording from up on the porch where there is some rain cover. So we'll just work with what we got. Just a test video anyway. Okay, so my 2S battery decided it didn't want to charge today, so we're going 3S. Alright y'all, we're back in the lab. Clearly they didn't work out too well. My drive shaft decided to go out at some point. I'm assuming when I took that first jump on 3S, since my back diff is still not necessarily locked, but very tight, I think it just popped the drive shaft. Where it broke though, it looks like I might be able to fix it. Well, unfortunately, this one's gonna have to go back on the shelf for a little bit. Apparently, at some point back in the day, before I had a good Allen set, I tried to take this drive shaft off. I stripped out both set screws on the side coming from the transmission. So yeah, that's gonna have to go back on the shelf. Because I don't feel like working that hard today. But in this hobby, shit happens all the time. You just gotta roll with the punches. And that's why you have more than one rig. That's why you have like 12. One breaks, you can continue playing and fix that one later. Well, I guess that's it for this video, y'all. I was hoping to get some decent driving stuff, but obviously it's not working. It's all good though. Plus it's starting to rain. I didn't have much time out there anyway. It's a shitty day to be outside. It's windy, it's cold, it's wet. That's all I got for y'all today. Thanks for coming by, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out. If you want to hit the like, hit the like. If you want to hit the sub, hit the sub. I'll appreciate either one. But until next video, I love y'all. I'll see you next time.